Time is more valuable than money. You can always get more money, but you'll never get more time. If your days are slipping through your fingers and you keep telling yourself, "I'll get serious tomorrow," then this message is for you. Time management isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters and doing it with purpose. The truth is, most people waste hours on things that don't help them grow, and then they wonder why their life feels stuck. They confuse being busy with being productive. But smart time management is about learning to spend your time in a way that actually improves your results, your peace of mind, and your future. In this video, you're going to learn how to stop wasting time and start using it with real intention. We're going to walk through simple, practical ways to take control of your schedule, your focus, and your energy without overcomplicating anything. If you've ever felt overwhelmed, scattered, or behind in life, this will help you reset. Because once you learn how to manage your time smartly, you start seeing progress where it matters most. Stay with me. This one decision to master your time might be the most important one you ever make. Chapter 1. Start using your time like your future depends on it. Time is a gift, but most people treat it like it doesn't matter. They throw it away, hour after hour, on things that don't help them become better. They act like they have forever, like there's no cost to how they spend today. But one of the greatest lessons you can ever learn is this: your future is shaped by how you use your time right now. Not tomorrow, not someday, right now. You've got to stop thinking of time as something that just passes. You have to start thinking of it as a tool, because how you spend your time is how you build your life. Every hour is either used to build something meaningful or lost to something that doesn't move you forward. People want a better future, but they keep wasting the very thing that creates that future. They say they want success, but they're not willing to manage the minutes that success requires. You know what separates the people who grow from the ones who stay stuck? It's not money. It's not talent. It's how they manage their time. It's what they decide to do with each part of their day. People who make progress don't have more hours than you. They've just decided that their time matters. They've made a decision that how they spend each day is going to reflect the kind of life they want to build. You don't need to do everything. You just need to start doing the right things, and you've got to do them every single day. Most people don't fail because they never had a chance. They fail because they gave their time to the wrong things. Things that didn't improve their health, didn't improve their finances, didn't improve their thinking, didn't improve their relationships. 1 hour of focused effort is worth more than 10 hours of drifting. But people waste the focused hour and end up with nothing to show for their days. Think about what kind of future you want. Think about how you want to feel 5 years from now. Strong, focused, proud, free? That's not going to happen by chance. It's going to happen because you spent your time wisely. You chose discipline over distraction. You chose responsibility over excuses. You chose purpose over entertainment. Not once, every day. If you wake up and your first action is scrolling your phone, you've already given the best part of your morning to something that doesn't give anything back. If you start your day by reacting to the world, then the world runs your day. But if you begin your day with intention, if you take control of your time, you begin to take control of your life. And the truth is, you can turn everything around starting now. You don't have to wait for a better week. You don't have to wait until you feel ready. You just have to stop treating your time like it means nothing and start treating it like it means everything. Because it does. You have to become serious about where your time is going. You can track your spending, right? You know how much money you spent last month. but have you tracked your time? Can you tell me how many hours you gave to your goals last week? How many hours did you spend reading, thinking, planning, building? And how many hours did you lose to things that don't grow you? People spend hours on entertainment and then say they don't have time for discipline. They say they want success, but their schedule tells the truth. You have to get honest with yourself. If your actions don't match your vision, then your vision is just a wish. And wishes don't build a better life. Discipline does. Smart choices do. And those choices happen 1 hour at a time. The best decision you can make today is to stop being casual with your time. Be intentional. Be serious. Don't be in a rush, but don't waste a minute. Time isn't something you get back. Once it's gone, it's gone. You can't relive yesterday. You can only decide how you'll use today. And if you use today well, your future changes automatically. Your future doesn't change by hope. It changes by effort. It changes by structure. And that structure comes from using your time the right way. Even if you only have 2 hours a day to work on yourself, that's enough. If you use it right, that's enough to build new habits. That's enough to learn something new. That's enough to move your body, read a book, write your goals, build something that matters. But it only happens when you stop treating time like an unlimited resource. You've got to look at your schedule and ask yourself, what am I building with this? If you're not building anything, you're losing time. If you're not using your time to get better, then you're slowly falling behind. That's not negativity, it's the truth. And when you finally face that truth, you can begin to build something powerful with your days. It's not about being busy. Being busy doesn't mean you're making progress. You can stay busy your whole life and still end up broke and tired. It's not about working non-stop. It's about working smart. It's necessary. It's about putting your energy into what matters. The first thing you have to do is know what you want. The second thing is to make time for it every day. Make a list. Start simple. Write down what needs to get done. Then cross out the things that don't move your life forward. What's left? Those are the things that deserve your time. Don't add 10 more things just to feel productive. Focus on the ones that count. Put all your energy into them. Protect your time like your success depends on it. Because it does. Sandrigo went on to say that your life is not going to change when things get easier. Your life is going to change when you start using your time like it matters. When you stop letting distractions win. When you stop giving your best hours to things that don't feed your future. When you stop hoping and start building. This is your chance to take full responsibility for your time. This is your chance to stop drifting through the day. This is your chance to wake up with purpose and go to bed with peace. Because nothing feels better than knowing you used your time well, that you didn't waste another day, that you did what you said you would do, that you stayed true to your vision, that you honored your goals. Start using your time like your future depends on it, because it does. Chapter 2. Stop doing things that waste your whole morning. You have to understand how important your mornings are. They set the tone for your entire day. The first few hours after you wake up, decide how focused you'll be, how clear your mind will stay, and how much progress you'll make before the day gets away from you. If your morning is scattered, unplanned, and filled with meaningless actions, your day will follow the same pattern. You won't get ahead by chance. You get ahead by doing the right things as soon as your day begins. That's where most people fall behind. They waste the most valuable part of the day without even realizing it. When you wake up and start your morning with activities that give you no return, scrolling your phone, staying in bed too long, watching content that doesn't help you grow, you're not just passing time, you're losing it. And once those first few hours are gone, they don't come back. That's the cost most people don't see. They feel like they're doing nothing harmful, but what they're really doing is making it harder to get their mind in motion. They're giving away clarity, discipline, and momentum in exchange for short-term comfort. One of the smartest changes you can make in your life is to cut out the morning habits that are holding you back. You've got to be honest with yourself. Ask, what am I doing each morning that slows me down? Is it staying under the blanket for too long? Is it reaching for your phone before you even sit up? Is it getting distracted before you've even taken control of your thoughts? These small actions might seem harmless, but they build a weak mindset over time. A morning wasted becomes a day lost, and a pattern of wasted mornings becomes a future filled with regret. You need to take full ownership of how your day begins. Don't leave it up to chance. Don't wait to feel motivated. You have to build a system for your mornings that works every single day. It doesn't need to be complex, but it needs to be intentional. Wake up with a purpose. Have a plan for what you'll do when you get out of bed. Start with something that builds you up. Something that strengthens your focus, sharpens your mind, or energizes your body. Maybe it's reading a few pages of a book. Maybe it's writing down your goals. Maybe it's going for a walk. The activity doesn't have to be big. What matters is that it's directed toward growth. Many people wake up and jump into responding to the world. They check messages, emails, social media, and from that point on, their morning is gone. Their thoughts are no longer their own. They're shaped by what they just consumed. They're reacting instead of acting. You need to protect your mind from that. Don't give your attention to outside noise before you've built your own focus. Use the quiet hours in the morning to center yourself, to decide how you want to feel, and to choose what kind of day you're going to have. Discipline in the morning gives you confidence for the rest of the day. When you do the right thing early, your mind begins to trust you. You build self-respect. And when you respect yourself, you stop tolerating things that waste your time. You stop letting bad habits stay in your life. You begin to demand more from yourself, not out of pressure, but out of purpose. That's what makes your mornings powerful, not just because of what you do, but because of who you become when you do it consistently. You don't need a perfect morning routine. You just need a morning that's not wasted. Cut the things that give you no return. If your first 30 minutes are spent scrolling, change it. If you're waking up without a plan, fix it. If you're hitting snooze 3 times, stop it. Not because someone told you to, but because you know where those habits are taking you. If they're not building a better version of you, they're silently destroying your potential. Start small if you need to. Even setting a simple wake-up time and sticking to it every day builds discipline. You don't need to overhaul your life in one morning, but you do need to start. Start by doing one productive thing each morning before anything else. That one decision creates momentum. It reminds you that you're in control. And from there, everything else becomes easier. Once you take charge of the morning, you'll feel more confident making the right choices throughout the day. Success isn't about massive action one time. It's about small, smart actions done daily. And those small actions begin in the morning. You build your future while most people are still deciding what to do. You set your goals while others are watching pointless content. You move your body while others are still half asleep. That edge gives you results that show up over time. You may not see it immediately, but keep going. Keep showing up for yourself. Keep cutting out the noise, and soon you'll notice something. Your days feel lighter. Your focus gets stronger. Your results get real. The way you use your morning is a sign of how serious you are about your goals. You can say you want change, but your morning habits tell the truth. If you're doing the same things every morning and expecting life to improve, you're fooling yourself. You don't have to be extreme, you just have to be committed. Don't let your mornings be shaped by habits that pull you away from your vision. When your day begins, your energy is fresh, your willpower is stronger, and your focus is sharp. That's when you have the power to move fast and build real progress. But if you waste that time, you'll find yourself chasing the rest of the day, trying to catch up but always falling behind. Take the lead early. Make your first actions count. Don't just wake up, rise with purpose. You won't remember every single morning, but you will remember what your life looked like because of how you started your days. If your mornings are filled with discipline and clarity, your life will reflect that. If your mornings are lost to distractions and excuses, your life will reflect that too. It's not about what time you wake up. It's about what you do with the time once you're awake. Choose to build. Choose to grow. Choose to use your mornings to create something better for yourself. The time is already passing. The question is, are you using it or wasting it? Don't keep wasting your whole morning. Take back that time and make it count. Your goals are waiting for you to get serious. And it starts the moment you open your eyes. Chapter 3. Focus only on what actually improves your life. There comes a point in your life when you need to stop being busy with everything and start being serious about the few things that truly matter. Most people spend their days reacting to whatever comes their way. They say yes to everything. They try to do everything, and they end up getting nothing meaningful done. You don't need to do more. You need to do better. That means focusing only on what actually improves your life, not what keeps you occupied, not what feels urgent, only what makes you better, stronger, clearer, and more prepared for the life you want. You don't have unlimited time. You don't have unlimited energy. So why keep spending it on things that don't make you grow? If something doesn't bring you closer to who you want to become, it's holding you back. If it doesn't support your health, your mindset, your goals, or your peace, then it's not worth your time. This is how you gain control of your life, by being honest about what matters and cutting out the things that don't. You've got to train your mind to stop chasing what's popular and start focusing on what's useful. Just because something is interesting doesn't mean it's helpful. Just because everyone else is doing something doesn't mean it belongs in your day. Growth happens when you stop letting your focus get hijacked by what doesn't serve you. You don't owe your time to distractions. You don't have to give your attention to every little thing that pops up. You have the right to say, no, that's not part of where I'm going. Real change begins when you narrow your focus down to what truly moves your life forward. This takes discipline. It takes self-awareness. It takes the courage to disappoint people, to walk away from shallow conversations, to shut off noise, and to protect your priorities. You have to be willing to do less so you can become more. The more you try to manage everything, the less energy you have for the things that matter most. Focus isn't just about saying yes, it's about saying no to everything that steals your strength. Look at how you spend your day. Look at what fills your schedule. Ask yourself this question: is this helping me improve? If the answer is no, then why are you still doing it? Why are you still making space for something that gives you nothing back? You have to stop giving your time away like it's worthless, because once it's gone, it's gone. Your time is your life, and you should only give it to what helps you grow. You can't stay in the same place and expect your life to get better. That requires new habits, better decisions, and tighter focus. When you decide to focus only on what actually improves your life, you become more confident. You stop feeling pulled in every direction. You stop comparing yourself to others. You stop wasting your mental energy on opinions that don't matter. You start waking up with clarity. You start your days with purpose. You build your routines around things that add real value, and that's when your progress starts showing up. It might feel uncomfortable at first, because cutting out what doesn't help you can leave you with less noise, less distraction, and fewer activities. But that space you create, that's where your real progress lives. That's where your ideas grow. That's where your strength builds. That's where your confidence is restored. That's where you start feeling more peace and less pressure. It doesn't happen by doing more. It happens by focusing more. People often chase outcomes they haven't earned yet. They want results, but refuse to change what they focus on. They want better health, but still give their time to habits that drain them. They want financial freedom, but spend their energy on distractions. They want deeper relationships, but won't create space to be present. You can't expect life to reward you for what you say you want. Life rewards what you actually do, and what you do consistently comes from what you focus on daily. Improving your life isn't a mystery. It's a matter of consistency, clarity, and attention. Start putting your attention where your values are. If growth matters to you, give it your focus. If peace matters to you, give it your time. If health matters to you, structure your day around it. Stop telling yourself it's too hard. What's hard is staying in the same place for years. What's hard is wasting your time and realizing it too late. What's hard is knowing you had potential but never developed it because your attention was on the wrong things. If you want to rise above average, your focus must be uncommon. You can't do what everyone else is doing. You can't follow every trend. You can't say yes to everything. You've got to choose a different path. And that path is quiet. It's disciplined. It's not always exciting, but it's always rewarding. You start building a different life when you start focusing on different things. What you look at daily is what you move toward, and what you ignore, you fall behind in. Start with something small. Choose one area of your life and give it full attention. It could be your mental health, your skills, your income, or your habits. Work on it without distraction. Shut off the noise. Don't keep checking your phone. Don't keep switching tasks. Stick to one improvement, one clear goal, one action at a time. That's how you build power. That's how you build progress you can feel. That's how you develop the kind of life you're proud to live. This isn't about perfection. You don't have to get everything right. You just have to stop wasting your focus on things that don't help you become better. Every day you get a choice. Give your energy to growth or give it to things that drain you. The decision is yours, but your results will always tell the truth. You don't need more time. You need better focus. You need to stop letting low-value things take up space in your high-value life. The clearer your focus, the stronger your direction. The stronger your direction, the better your result. And once you start seeing the difference it makes, you'll never go back to being distracted by what doesn't matter. Focus only on what actually improves your life. Not someday, not when things calm down, right now, because your future is waiting to be built. And it won't wait forever. Start building it with what you give your focus to today. Chapter 4. Get up early and do something useful right away. The way you start your day has a deep impact on how your entire life unfolds. Waking up early isn't just about getting ahead of others. It's about getting ahead of your own excuses. It's about giving yourself time to think clearly, move intentionally, and begin your day with purpose. If you roll out of bed at the last minute, rushed, distracted, and already behind, then that's how your day will go. But when you wake up early and take action right away, You gain a kind of strength most people never experience. It's quiet, it's personal, and it's powerful. Getting up early gives you a chance to set your own tone. You're not waking up into chaos. You're not starting your day in a hurry. You're not letting the world decide how you feel. You're deciding, and that changes everything. Most people never take control of their mornings, and because of that, they never take control of their lives. But when you rise early, while it's still quiet, and use that time to do something productive, something that actually helps you grow, you're building a solid foundation before most people even open their eyes. This isn't about being extreme or forcing yourself into someone else's routine. It's about choosing to value your time so much that you don't want to waste the best hours of your day. When your body is rested and your mind is fresh, you have a short window of time where your focus is sharp and your thinking is clear. That's the moment to act. That's the time to get something meaningful done. Not later, not when you're already tired, right at the start. Doing something useful first thing in the morning gives you momentum. It tells your mind that you're serious about your day. It builds self-respect. It shows that you're willing to lead yourself. That action could be as simple as writing your goals down, exercising, planning your top 3 tasks, or sitting in silence to think through your day. What matters is not how long it takes, but that you begin your day with purpose. Not by accident. The people who keep improving are the ones who use their mornings to invest in themselves. They're not waiting for motivation. They're not hoping to feel ready. They know that action creates energy, not the other way around. The moment you start moving, your mind wakes up. The moment you do something useful, your confidence begins to rise. And when you stack enough mornings like that, you don't just feel better. Most people drag themselves out of bed with no direction. They wake up late, check their phones, scroll for a while, maybe complain about being tired, and then rush into the day with no structure. That pattern doesn't lead to improvement. That pattern leads to stress, regret, and wasted time, and yet people repeat it for years, wondering why their lives don't change. If that sounds familiar, it's time to break it. It's time to wake up early and use those minutes to shape a better version of yourself. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. You just need to wake up a little earlier than you usually do and use that time wisely. Start small. 15 extra minutes can make a real difference. Get up, take a breath, write down what you want from the day, and do one thing that aligns with it. Maybe it's journaling, maybe it's stretching, maybe it's reviewing your priorities. Do something that helps you think, move, or grow. Something that adds value to your mindset, your health, or your focus. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to be intentional. If you can win the first hour of the day, the rest of the day becomes easier to handle. You feel more in control. You're not playing catch-up, you're leading. You don't owe your first minutes to your phone, your inbox, or the noise of the world. You owe them to yourself. That's where progress starts. Not in big decisions. You have to be honest about what your morning looks like. Ask yourself, what do I actually do after I wake up? Then ask, is that helping me improve? If the answer is no, then something needs to change. Don't accept a pattern that makes you feel stuck. Don't keep doing what doesn't serve your goals. You know what you want from life. Now align your morning with it. And yes, waking up early might feel hard at first. Your mind will give you reasons to stay in bed. Your body will try to convince you to delay. That's normal. But if you give in, you'll keep falling into the same routine that hasn't brought results. You have to break that resistance by getting up and doing something anyway. That's how discipline is built. Not when you feel strong, but when you act strong, even when it's difficult. There's something powerful about knowing you've already accomplished something before the rest of the world even begins. It gives you a quiet edge. It sharpens your focus. Evo. It builds a habit of showing up for yourself even when nobody's watching. And over time, that habit becomes your strength. You stop needing motivation. You stop depending on feelings. You simply show up because that's who you've decided to become. Your morning is your starting point. You can either waste it or use it to create something valuable. Every morning is a chance to take one step toward your best self. Don't throw that away. Don't tell yourself you'll start next week. Start now. Set your alarm a little earlier. Prepare the night before. Know exactly what you'll do when you wake up. And when the time comes, don't hesitate. Get up and get moving. Start your day by proving to yourself that your goals matter. You're not doing this to impress anyone. You're doing this to build a life you respect. A life where you don't feel behind. A life where you don't feel overwhelmed. A life where you're in control because you've created a structure that supports you. That starts the moment you get up, and it starts with one useful action done consistently. So wake up early. Not just for time, but for clarity. Use those quiet minutes to build yourself before the world demands anything from you. It's not about being better than anyone else. It's about being better than who you were yesterday. And that begins with how you start your day. The sooner you take that seriously, the sooner everything in your life begins to shift. Chapter 5. Write down what matters and follow it every day. Most people go through life without ever writing down what actually matters to them. They carry everything in their head, thinking they'll remember, thinking it's clear enough, but the truth is, it's not. Life is loud. It's full of distractions. It's easy to lose focus. It's easy to forget what you are supposed to stay committed to. But when you take the time to sit down and put on paper what truly matters to you, you bring order to your thinking. You make your priorities real. You give your actions direction. And when you read that list every day, it keeps you grounded, focused, and in control. The mind gets busy. It gets tired. It gets pulled in 1,000 directions. That's why it can't be trusted to hold on to your most important values all the time. You've got to make it simple. Get them out of your head and onto paper. Write them down. Don't keep them floating around as thoughts or wishes. Because if it's not written down, it's not clear. And if it's not clear, it won't be followed. Writing down what matters to you isn't just about goals. It's about defining your life. It's about making a decision on what deserves your time, your energy, and your focus. It's about saying, this is what I stand for. This is what I'm working toward. This is what I won't let slip through the cracks anymore. When you do that, when you write with clarity and honesty, you can't lie to yourself. You can't pretend you're focused if your actions don't match what's written. The act of writing creates commitment. It takes your hopes and turns them into instructions. You stop wondering what you should be doing and start following your own blueprint. You gain control over your behavior because you've chosen what matters most. And when you read it daily, it stays at the front of your mind. It guides your decisions. It keeps you from wasting time on things that don't help you grow. It gives your life structure and meaning. People often say they want change, but they haven't defined it. They haven't taken 10 minutes to write down what a better life even looks like for them. So they stay stuck, not because they're lazy, but because they're unclear. Don't let that be you. Grab a notebook. Write in simple words. Don't try to be perfect. Just be real. What do you want more of? What do you want less of? What do you want to build? What do you want to stop tolerating? Answer these questions with honesty, and you'll have a personal guide to follow each day. Once you've written it down, make it a habit to review it every morning. Don't treat it like a one-time exercise. Read it daily so it becomes part of your thinking. If you write it once and forget about it, it won't change you. But if you keep it close and follow it, it will shift your behavior over time. It will help you take better actions. It will help you avoid distractions. It will help you stay on track when life gets noisy. This isn't about writing long essays or complicated plans. It's about creating a short, simple list of what matters. It could be 5 lines. It could be 1 page. The length doesn't matter. The clarity does. When you see your values written clearly, your excuses lose their power. You can't say you didn't know what to do. You can't say you forgot what mattered. It's right in front of you, reminding you of the life you're trying to build. Writing gives your days direction. Without it, you're just reacting to whatever comes up. One day you feel motivated, the next day you don't, and your actions follow your emotions instead of your vision. But when you've written down what matters and you stick to it, you no longer need to feel motivated to act. You act because it's part of who you've chosen to become. And that's the difference between those who grow and those who stay stuck. Structure. Most people won't do this. They'll keep hoping for clarity without creating it. They'll keep chasing results without building discipline, and they'll wonder why nothing changes. But you can choose a better path. You can decide that your life deserves a plan. You can choose to be someone who doesn't just talk about improvement, but writes it down, follows it, and lives by it every single day. You don't need a complicated system, you just need to do it consistently. Wake up, read what matters to you, and follow it. That alone puts you ahead of most people. That alone builds momentum. You don't need to win the whole day, you just need to start it with the right focus. Writing down your priorities is how you sharpen your focus before the distractions arrive. It's how you remind yourself why your time is valuable and what you're not willing to waste it on. Make your list personal. Make it real. No one needs to see it. It's for you. Maybe your list says, spend 30 minutes learning something useful. Eat clean. Speak with honesty. Stay calm under pressure. Finish 1 task that matters. That might be your 5. Whatever it is, make it clear. And don't just write it. Follow it. That's where the change begins, not in the writing, but in the follow-through. It's easy to make promises in your head, but life doesn't respond to mental promises, it responds to action. And actions follow structure. If you don't build your structure, life will give you someone else's. You'll end up following a schedule that wasn't made for you, chasing goals that aren't yours, spending time on things that don't reflect your values. That's what happens when you drift. Writing down what matters is how you stop drifting and start deciding. Each day is a chance to follow the path you've chosen, but you need that path in front of you. You need to see it, read it, and walk it. Otherwise, your old patterns will pull you back. Your environment will take over your attention, but when you hold that paper, when you see your own words, your priorities become real. They become hard to ignore. This is one of the simplest things you can do to change your life, and yet it's one of the most powerful. Because the moment you decide to write down what matters and follow it daily, you're no longer leaving your growth to chance. You've taken responsibility. You've built your own system. You've drawn a line between what matters and what doesn't. And that line becomes your power. Follow it every single day, and your life will begin to shift in ways you never expected. Chapter 6. Do the hardest thing first, no matter how you feel. If you want to grow, you have to stop avoiding the hard things. You have to stop waiting for the perfect moment, the right mood, or the extra burst of motivation. You can't let your feelings decide your actions. anymore. Most people delay the difficult task, the important call, the uncomfortable work, and they push it off because they don't feel ready. But here's the truth. Waiting doesn't make it easier. In fact, the longer you wait, the harder it becomes. You carry the weight of it all day, and that weight slows everything else down. You lose energy just thinking about what you should have already finished. Doing the hardest thing first isn't just a productivity trick, it's a mindset shift. It tells your mind that you're not here to take the easy path. It tells your habits that you're in control now. It's how you start shaping a life of strength, not softness. Because when you take the difficult path head on, when you face the tough work without hesitation, you build mental toughness. You build self-trust. You start proving to yourself that you can handle pressure without running from it. Think about how your day usually starts. If you begin with easy tasks, you might feel like you're making progress, but deep down you know you're avoiding the real work. You keep yourself busy, but not effective. You move around things that challenge you. You delay what matters most, and that delay costs you more than time. It costs you your confidence. Because every time you avoid the hard thing, you reinforce the belief that you're not ready, not strong enough, not capable yet. But when you do the hard thing first, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it feels like a stretch, you flip the story. You take control. You send a message to your brain, I show up even when it's not easy. That's how you start building a new identity. One based on action, not emotion. Because your feelings will change. Some mornings you'll feel motivated, others you won't. Some days you'll feel tired, some days clear, but if you let your mood decide your actions, you'll never build momentum. You'll never break through the things that keep you small. The hardest thing in your day is usually the most important. It's the task that requires the most from you. The one that moves you forward, the one that makes a real difference. But it also demands focus, effort, and courage. That's why your mind resists it. That's why excuses show up right when it's time to start. You'll say you're too tired. You'll say you'll do it later. You'll say you need more time. But none of those reasons matter. What matters is what you do anyway. Start your day by attacking the hardest task, not avoiding it. Sit with the discomfort and take action anyway, even if you don't feel like it, even if it's not perfect, even if you have to drag yourself into it. Because once you finish it, everything else in your day feels easier. You move through your schedule with a lighter mind. You stop carrying the stress of avoidance. You stop living in fear of unfinished work. I want you to start showing yourself that you can rise to the challenge. This builds a quiet confidence that nobody can give you. It builds pride. You don't need to post about it. You don't need recognition. You just know that when the hardest moment came, you didn't run from it. That kind of discipline doesn't show up in one day. It comes from doing the hard thing every day, over and over, even when it would have been easier to skip it. That repetition becomes your strength. You've got to stop thinking that discipline is a feeling. Discipline is a decision. It's a choice you make when it would have been easier not to. That's the kind of decision that changes your life. You don't rise by waiting until you feel strong. You rise by acting when you feel weak. You build your strength in those small, invisible moments when nobody is watching, when you're tired, when you're uncertain, and you choose to do it anyway. If there's a task you've been avoiding, ask yourself why. Is it fear of failure? Is it doubt? Is it discomfort? Whatever it is, face it. Not later, now. Don't overthink it, don't wait for motivation, just get started. The action itself creates clarity, it brings energy. You begin to realize that it wasn't the task that was heavy, it was the avoidance. You've been wasting more energy thinking about it than it would take to just do it. This is about becoming the kind of person who finishes what they start. who doesn't shrink from responsibility, who doesn't push things off to feel better in the moment. This is how you break the pattern of procrastination, by showing yourself every day that you can do hard things without hesitation, not because they're fun, not because they're easy, but because they matter. And what you'll find is that the more you do it, the less scary it becomes. The resistance fades. You no longer fear the hard things. You look forward to them. You start seeing them as opportunities to grow, not threats to avoid. That's how you take control of your time, your energy, and your life. You don't give your best energy to the small things. You give it to the big ones, the real ones, the ones that test you and shape you. You can live your days on autopilot, checking off small tasks, avoiding discomfort, staying comfortable, and you'll stay the same. Or you can take charge, start with what challenges you, and build a life that reflects your true potential. Nobody is going to do the hard thing for you. That's your job. And if you can do it first, without complaint, without delay, you'll gain an edge that most people never develop. Every morning, ask yourself, what's the one thing I've been avoiding? And then do that first. Don't check your phone. Don't scroll through nonsense. Don't run to something easy. Face the hard thing. Finish it. And then notice how the rest of your day flows. You'll feel lighter. You'll feel proud. You'll feel clear, because you did the one thing that truly mattered. That's how growth happens. That's how goals are reached. That's how strong people are built. One decision at a time, one hard action at the beginning of every day, no matter how you feel, no matter what thoughts try to stop you. You go anyway. You act anyway. And over time, that becomes who you are. That's the kind of life worth building. Chapter 7. Cut out the stuff that steals your energy fast. You only get so much energy each day. It's not unlimited. And what most people don't realize is that they lose that energy fast, not from doing too much, but from doing the wrong things, from letting the wrong habits stay in their life, from surrounding themselves with the wrong people, from paying attention to things that don't deserve a second of their time. That's why most people feel drained by midday. It's not the amount of work they're doing. It's how much of their energy is being stolen by things that don't help them grow. If you want to take your life to the next level, you have to stop handing your energy away so easily. You've got to start protecting it like it actually matters. Because it does. Your energy is what fuels your focus, your discipline, your clarity, your progress. Without it, you can't think straight. You can't move forward. You can't keep promises to yourself. And if your energy is always low, your life stays stuck, no matter how much you want to improve. You need to take a close look at what's stealing your energy. Be honest. Is it the endless scrolling? The gossip? The late nights doing nothing meaningful? Is it saying yes to things you don't want to do? Is it being around people who only complain but never change? Is it clutter, mental, emotional, or physical, that you've let pile up? Every time you give attention to these things, you weaken your drive. You don't lose it all at once. It slips away, hour by hour, until you've got nothing left to give to what really matters. Start removing what drains you. You don't need to explain it to anyone. You don't need permission. If something takes more from you than it gives, it doesn't belong in your daily routine. If a habit leaves you feeling empty instead of strong, it's time to let it go. And if a person makes you feel small every time you're around them, it's okay to create space. Your peace is not a luxury, it's a requirement. A focused life requires clean surroundings. That means cutting off low-quality input. You can't feed your mind junk and expect it to give you clarity. You can't let noise in all day and expect to feel calm. You can't keep tolerating small drains and think they won't add up. They do. Every little thing that steals your attention also takes your power. One wasted minute doesn't seem like much. But one wasted minute, repeated hundreds of times, turns into months of missed potential. Energy comes from alignment. When your actions match your values, you feel stronger. When you do what you know you should do, you feel clear. But when you let distractions guide your day, you feel scattered. When you entertain nonsense, you feel heavy. That weight builds quietly. And before you realize it, you're living each day with your foot on the brakes. Not because you don't care, but because you gave your power to things that don't matter. You must be ruthless about what stays in your space. This isn't about being cold, it's about being committed. You can't keep everything and expect to move forward. You have to make room. You have to get clear about what helps you and what holds you back. It's a hard truth, but it's one that sets you free. When you remove what drains you, you create room for what drives you. You create space for your best thoughts. You open the door for better habits, stronger routines, and deeper focus. You also stop needing so much recovery. That's something most people don't talk about. They spend so much energy dealing with unnecessary problems that they're constantly trying to recover. They're always tired, always behind. But if you cut out the things that don't belong, you won't need as much rest. You'll have more left in the tank, because your energy is going where it should go. You're not wasting it on things that give you nothing in return. You don't have to cut everything all at once. Start small. Remove one habit that makes you feel worse, not better. Silence one notification that pulls your attention away from the present. Say no to one thing that adds stress, not value. Cancel one commitment that doesn't serve your goals. Every time you remove one drain, you take back a little more power. And that adds up. That creates momentum. That helps you feel strong again. Remember, your energy decides your results. You could have the best plan in the world, but if you don't have the energy to follow through, nothing changes. So protect it. Build boundaries around it. Make your schedule reflect your priorities, not your distractions. Make your environment support your focus, not steal from it. You are responsible for the energy you bring into each day. Nobody else is going to guard it for you. You've got to be intentional. You've got to wake up and ask, where is my energy going today? And if the answer includes things that don't align with who you want to become, make a change. Don't keep repeating the same pattern. Don't keep tolerating what drains you just because you've gotten used to it. Just because it's familiar doesn't mean it's right. Familiar can still be toxic. And if it's costing you your peace, your clarity, your motivation, it's too expensive. This is about building a life where your energy is protected, your time is respected, and your focus is directed toward what matters most. You can't get there by doing what everyone else does. You can't keep saying yes to everything. You can't keep pretending like the little things don't matter. They do. Every choice you make either builds your strength or weakens it. Every hour either fuels your goals or takes you further from them. It's your responsibility to choose what stays and what goes, to decide that your energy is worth protecting, that your goals are worth defending, that your future is worth more than another hour wasted on things that don't build you. When you finally commit to that, your life begins to change in ways that are real and permanent. You don't just feel better, you live better, because you're no longer letting everything around you control how you feel. Make the decision today to cut out what steals your energy. Not next week, not when it gets easier, now. Your time is too short. Your goals are too important, your future is too valuable, and your energy is too limited to keep giving it away. Start protecting it like everything depends on it, because it does. Chapter 8. Make time every day to work on your goals. Every goal you set is a promise to your future. But that promise means nothing unless you show up for it every single day. It doesn't matter how big your dream is if you don't make time for it. It doesn't matter how motivated you feel in one moment if you ignore it the next day. Progress doesn't come from random bursts of action. It comes from daily effort. It comes from building the discipline to keep working on your goals, even when no one's watching, even when it's inconvenient, even when you're tired, and even when life gets messy. You can't wait for the perfect day to start. You'll wait forever. There is no perfect day. There's only today and what you do with it. You either make time for your goals or you make excuses. That's the truth. Most people don't fall behind because they're not talented. They fall behind because they don't prioritize. They let other things fill their schedule, and their goals get pushed to the side. They say they want success, but they treat it like an option, not a requirement. You've got to make your goals part of your daily structure, not something you'll get to when the day slows down, not something you fit in if you happen to feel inspired. Block time for them like you block time for anything else that matters. If your schedule doesn't include time for what you say you care about, then your actions are working against you. Your schedule is either your tool or your excuse, and you get to choose which one it becomes. Start by being honest with yourself. Look at how you spend your time each day. Look at the hours that go by without intention. Look at how often you say, "I'll do it later," and then never do. Now, ask yourself, how much would my life change if I used even 30 minutes a day to build something that matters to me? Not scroll, not watch, not wander. Build, learn, improve, act. That time added up becomes the reason you succeed or the reason you stay stuck. You don't need to do everything at once. You just need to do something every day. One action, one improvement, one step forward. And when you do that consistently, your momentum grows. You begin to feel stronger. You begin to trust yourself. You begin to notice results. Maybe not huge ones at first, but real ones. And those small wins are what push you forward. They remind you that this isn't just about what you want. It's about what you're willing to show up for. You've got to make working on your goals a non-negotiable part of your day. That means it doesn't get skipped. It doesn't get postponed for something less important. It doesn't get tossed aside because you're tired or distracted. If you can show up for other people's demands, you can show up for your own future. Don't treat your goals like background noise. They should be the reason you structure your day in the first place. And no, it doesn't matter how busy you are. Everyone's busy. The difference is in what they're busy with. Are you busy reacting to everything around you? Or are you busy building something that moves your life forward? Because you always have time. You just might be giving it to the wrong things. When something truly matters, you make space for it. You don't wait until it's convenient. You decide, this matters enough to get done. Even if it's early in the morning, even if it's late at night, even if you're tired, you show up. That's what separates the people who grow from the ones who wish. The ones who wish will talk about what they want. The ones who grow will put in the time for it. Not once in a while, not just when they're excited. Every day, with focus, with intention, with quiet determination. It's not about speed, it's about consistency. Fast doesn't matter if it's random. Progress only counts if it's repeated, and the only way to repeat something is to make time for it. Time doesn't appear. You create it, you protect it, you respect it. That means saying no to the things that don't help you. That means turning off the distractions. That means putting your goals at the center of your day, not at the edges. When you make time every day to work on your goals, you begin to shift how you see yourself. You stop feeling like a speck. You stop drifting. You stop waiting. You start becoming someone who takes ownership of their growth, someone who doesn't need perfect conditions, someone who doesn't wait for motivation, someone who understands that the life they want is built one day at a time, one decision at a time, 1 hour of focused effort at a time. That hour you spend today might feel small, but in a month it adds up. In 6 months it becomes visible. In a year it's life-changing. But none of that happens unless you get serious about today. Not next Monday, not when you feel better, right now. The time you give to your goals is never wasted. It always returns something. Even if it's not immediate, even if it's just growth, clarity, or momentum. It builds something inside you, something solid, something strong. You don't need a full plan to start. You don't need all the answers. You just need time and commitment. Set the time, show up, improve as you go. If you miss a day, don't miss the next one. If you fall off track, get back on. The goal is not perfection. The goal is to keep going, to keep building, to keep moving toward the life you want, no matter how slow it feels. Because if you keep going, you win. If you quit, nothing changes. This is your life. Nobody else is going to build it for you. Nobody else is responsible for your goals. You are. And that's a powerful thing. Because it means you don't have to wait. You don't have to ask. You don't have to be chosen. You just have to decide. Today I make time. Today I act. And when you live like that, day after day, there's no limit to how far you can go. Chapter 9. Check how you spent your time and fix mistakes. You don't improve your life by guessing. You improve your life by measuring. You improve it by facing how you've been using your time, seeing what's working, and correcting what isn't. Most people avoid this step. They keep going through their days without ever looking back. They say they're busy, but they never check what they're busy doing. They say they're tired, but they don't examine what's wearing them out. If you want to gain control of your life, you have to start by checking how you're spending your time. Not occasionally, every day. Because what you don't track, you can't improve. This step takes honesty. It takes maturity. It takes the willingness to face your own patterns without blaming anyone else. You have to stop assuming you're using your time well just because you're always doing something. Activity doesn't equal productivity. You can spend 10 hours in motion and still make no progress. You can fill your day with tasks and still be miles away from your real goals. That's why you need to pause, look back, and ask, did today write down how you used your time? No excuses, no filters, just the truth. What did you do with your morning? What did you focus on during the afternoon? How did you use your evening? Did those hours reflect your values? Did they match the goals you say matter to you? Or did they get taken over by distractions, delays, or meaningless habits? You won't always like the answers, but those answers are what make real change possible. You can't fix a problem if you won't admit it's there. You can't get better if you keep pretending everything is fine. Maybe you're losing hours to things you thought were harmless. Maybe your schedule is full, but your purpose is missing. Maybe you're confusing effort with progress. That's why this daily review is so important. It shows you the truth. It exposes the waste. It reveals the blind spots, and from there you have the power to adjust. The smartest people in the world don't try to be perfect. They try to be aware. They study themselves. They review their days. They ask hard questions. And because of that, they're always learning. They're always improving. They're not stuck in the same cycle year after year. They make small changes that lead to big results. But it all starts with one habit. checking how they spend their time, and correcting what's not helping. Once you see what needs to change, don't just think about it, fix it. Don't wait until the problem gets bigger. Don't wait for the perfect time. Just take action. If you wasted an hour today, don't waste it again tomorrow. If you said yes to something that drained you, say no next time. If you kept jumping between tasks and lost focus, tighten your structure. This isn't about beating yourself up. It's about taking responsibility and doing better with what you've got. Fixing your mistakes doesn't require a complete overhaul. You don't need to change your whole life in 1 week. You just need to correct the pattern. You need to look at where the time slipped away and put something better in its place. If you spend too much time reacting to messages, block out time for focused work. If your energy crashed after lunch, improve your routine so that time becomes productive. If your evenings disappeared into distractions, design them with intention. Tracking your time and fixing your mistakes helps you build trust with yourself. You stop breaking promises, you stop pretending, you start aligning your time with your purpose. That alignment builds momentum. That momentum leads to results. And those results give you confidence, not the fake kind, but the real kind that comes from doing what you said you would do. There's no shortcut here. If you want to grow, this is the work. Self-review, daily correction, constant improvement. It's not glamorous, but it's powerful. It turns drifting into direction. It turns stress into structure. It turns confusion into clarity. People spend their whole lives looking for a secret to success. They overlook the simple truth. You need to pay attention to how you're living. If you're not getting the results you want, something needs to change. And that change begins with awareness. This habit won't just help you reach your goals. It will protect your time. It will make you more efficient. It will help you avoid burnout. It will show you what actually matters. Because once you see how much time you're giving to things that don't serve you, you'll stop giving so much away. You'll start becoming more selective. You'll guard your hours. You'll say no without guilt. You'll make sharper decisions. You'll stop trading your life for tasks that don't improve anything. And the more you do this, the more natural it becomes. But it won't feel like work, it will feel like clarity. You'll feel more in control, more focused, more honest. Because you're not just hoping to use your time better, you're proving it. Every day you're learning from what worked. Every day you're adjusting what didn't. That's how real progress is made. Not by chasing perfection, but by showing up, checking in, and fixing what needs to be fixed. This is your time. You don't get more of it. You only get to decide what to do with it. Use it with intention. Study how you're using it. Be brave enough to change what's not working. That habit alone separates the few who grow from the many who stay stuck. It's not the big moves that make the difference. It's the quiet habit of reviewing your day and doing it better tomorrow. That's how you build a life that works. One honest look at a time. Chapter 10. End each day knowing you did your best work. There's a feeling that comes at the end of the day when you know you've shown up fully. It's quiet, it's steady, it's not loud or dramatic. It's not based on applause or anyone noticing what you did. It's the simple, powerful peace that comes from knowing you gave it everything you had. That's the kind of day you should be aiming for. Not perfect, not easy, not impressive to others, but honest. A day where you can sit down at night and say, I gave it my best. I didn't hold back. I stayed true to what matters. Most people end their days stressed, distracted, or numb. They don't even stop to reflect. They just collapse into bed, mentally drained, wondering where the hours went. And when you live like that long enough, you lose your sense of direction. You start moving through life without noticing what you're building. You forget that each day is a brick, and that every brick adds up to the house you live in. If you want that house to be strong, if you want your future to be solid, you've got to start placing each brick with care. That means ending each day knowing that you didn't waste it. You can't control everything that happens during your day, but you can control how you respond. You can control how you show up. You can decide to give your full attention to the task in front of you. You can choose to stay focused even when it's uncomfortable. You can push through the slow moments. You can resist the urge to quit early. You can finish strong. That's what your best looks like, not perfection, but full presence. You know the difference. You can feel it. There are days when you check a lot of boxes but still feel empty because you didn't challenge yourself. You did what was expected, but not what was necessary. Then there are days when you maybe didn't get everything done, but you know you gave it all you had. You pushed yourself. You stayed honest. You didn't let excuses win. That's the kind of day you can build confidence on. That's the kind of day that improves your character. The goal isn't to do everything. It's to do what matters with everything you've got. There's a kind of peace that comes from that effort, a peace that can't be faked or bought. It only comes from knowing that you stayed true to your priorities, that you didn't run from the hard work, that you didn't scroll your time away, that you kept your promises to yourself. When you live like that, you don't need to impress anyone. You're already living in a way that earns your own respect. End your day with reflection. Take 5 minutes. Sit quietly. Ask yourself, did I do my best with what I had? Not, was I perfect? Not, did everything go smoothly? Just, was I honest with my effort? If you can say yes, even if the day didn't go how you planned, you can rest with peace. You can sleep without regret. And that kind of rest is different. It heals. It recharges your mind. It prepares you to go again tomorrow without carrying the weight of unfinished effort. This daily closing habit isn't just about feeling good. It builds accountability. It makes you more aware of your time. It makes you sharper. You start paying attention to your habits. You stop letting your day get stolen by distractions. You begin to notice patterns that don't serve you, and when you see them clearly, you have the power to change them. That's how growth works. Not through massive action once in a while, but through daily honesty with yourself. If something didn't go well, own it. Don't hide from it. Don't pretend it wasn't your fault. Just admit it and plan to do better tomorrow. That kind of honesty builds self-respect. It makes you stronger. It gives you clarity. You stop blaming circumstances. You stop waiting for better conditions. You realize that your best isn't based on what happens around you. It's based on what you choose to give. No matter what happens. Some days will be smooth. Others will feel heavy. Some will go exactly as planned. Others will fall apart. But none of that stops you from giving your best. That's a decision you get to make daily. That's your power. And when you make it a habit to end your day with that level of integrity, you begin to change how you approach everything. You stop aiming for easy, you start aiming for meaningful. You don't need to overcomplicate it. Just give your full effort to the day you're given. Show up when it's hard. Stay focused when it's boring. Keep going when it's tempting to quit. Do the uncomfortable thing. Finish the last task. Speak with purpose. Move with intent. And when it's time to wind down, do it with pride. Not because you were perfect, but because you were real with yourself. That's where power lives. That's where discipline grows. This is how you build a life that matters. One day at a time. one decision at a time. One honest effort at the end of each day. If you keep stacking those days, you'll look back 1 year from now and barely recognize yourself. You won't be living the same way. You'll be clearer, stronger, more focused. You won't have to fake confidence. You'll have earned it. You won't have to explain yourself. Your results will speak for you. And all of that starts with how you end each day. Don't just go to sleep. Close the day with intention. Review it, learn from it, celebrate what went well, fix what didn't, make peace with what's behind you, and prepare your mind for what's ahead. That's how you stay grounded. That's how you keep moving forward without carrying unnecessary weight. It's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters and doing it well. So make this your standard. End each day with effort you're proud of. End it with work that matches your values. End it with discipline, not regret. Do this consistently, and you'll start feeling a quiet kind of strength building inside you, not loud, but real, not flashy, but solid. And that strength is what will carry you into the next chapter of your life with confidence, purpose, and clarity.